Hey, all right. Who's watching? Comment. Join the chat. I'm going to wait one more minute to see if anyone else joins in since it's like a live story reading. So we'll wait just one more minute. Are you still in your pajamas? I'm still totally in my pajamas because Friday, it's just not the day to prioritize getting dressed if you don't have to. Although I do later because I need to run an errand to a very socially isolated place, i.e., my office. All right. So, quick recap for anyone who didn't watch the last live or video of The Little Prince. The narrator talks about how he drew a an elephant inside of a boa constrictor, but no one got the drawing. Everyone thought it was a hat, and that ruined. So he had read about boa constrictors, and then he drew this drawing, and the adults didn't get it. And then he drew a drawing that he thought the adults would get, and they did, but they told him to leave it be, and so it ruined all his ambitions to be an artist. And then he was a pilot. He became a pilot, among other things, and he crash landed in the desert and eventually met a child who wanted him to draw a lamb. So he tried a few times to draw a lamb, and it didn't meet the child's requirements. So he drew a box with a lamb inside, and the child was very satisfied. And he started asking all kinds of questions about the care and feeding of his new lamb and if it was small. And that is how the narrator met the little prince. So here is chapter 3. I had to spend a long time to find out where he was from. It seems that the little prince, who was asking me so many questions, didn't hear mine. Only due to some accidentally spilt phrases, little by little, I discovered the truth. For example, when he saw my plane, I won't draw the plane, it's too hard for me. What kind of object is this? He asked. This is not an object. It can fly. This is a plane. This is my plane. I was proud to tell him that I could fly a plane. What? Did you fall from the sky? He cried then. I did, I replied quietly. Oh, that's funny. The little prince broke into gentle laughter. It made me furious because I prefer when my failures are treated seriously. So you also came down from above. What planet are you from? He added then. At that moment, I saw the light in the impenetrable darkness of his presence. Are you from another planet? I asked suddenly. He didn't answer. He slightly shook his head, leaving his eyes on the plane. That's true. It wouldn't be possible to fly from far away in this. And then he was lost in thought for a while. Then he took my lamb out of his pocket and carefully examined his treasure. You can imagine how intrigued I was by his confidence that other planets exist. So I tried really hard to find out as much as possible about this. My little man, where are you from? Where is this where I live you talk about? Where do you want to take your lamb? Here's a picture of the little prince. The advantage of the box you gave me is that at night he can use it as a house, he replied after a thoughtful silence. That's right. If you behave, I will give you a rope so you could tie him during the day and a peg to tie the rope to. The little prince seemed to be taken aback by this offer. To tie him up? What a strange idea. But if you don't tie him up, he'll go somewhere and get lost, I said. My friend broke into impetuous laughter. Where do you think he will go? Anywhere. Just over the hills and far away. Then the little prince said very seriously, "It doesn't matter. Everything is very small where I live." And then he added sadly, "You just won't be able to go far away." Chapter 4. This way, I learned the second important fact, that the planet the little prince came from is a little bigger than a house. But I wasn't very surprised. I knew that apart from big planets such as Earth, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus that we have named, there are hundreds of others. Some of them are so small they can hardly even be seen by a telescope. When an astronomer discovers one of them, he doesn't give it a name, but gives it a number. Let's say he could name it asteroid 325. I have serious grounds to believe that the planet the little prince came from is known as asteroid B612. It was seen by a telescope only once. A Turkish astronomer managed to do it in 1909. The astronomer presented his discovery at the International Astronomical Congress, but he was wearing a Turkish outfit, so nobody believed him. Adults are like this. However, fortunately for the reputation of asteroid 612, the Turkish dictator passed the law dictating that citizens had to wear European outfits under penalty of death. As a result, the astronomer, dressed with exquisite style and elegance, held another demonstration in 1920. This time, everybody took his presentation seriously. Here's a picture, I think, of the Turkish astronomer in his Turkish outfit. I only described you details about the asteroid and its number with the adults in mind. When you tell them that you found a new friend, they never ask you important questions. How does his voice sound? What games does he love to play the most? Does he collect butterflies? Instead, they try to find out, how old is he? How many brothers does he have? How much do his parents earn? On the basis of these numbers, they assume they know everything about them. If you tell adults you saw a beautiful house made from pink brick with geraniums in the window and pigeons on the roof, they won't be able to imagine the house. They need to be told that you were in a house that cost $20,000. Then they will exclaim, "What a wonderful house!" Here's another picture of the Turkish astronomer giving his presentation. And here's a picture of him in his European clothes giving the same presentation. With the same result, you can tell them, the evidence that the little prince existed is the fact that he was charming. He laughed and looked for a lamb. If someone needs a lamb, this means he exists. And what result do you expect? They will just shrug their shoulders and treat you as a child. But if you tell them that the planet he came from is called asteroid 612, then you will convince them and they won't ask you a lot of questions. They are like this. You shouldn't take their behavior personally. Children always need to be patient with adults. However, we who understand life don't care about the numbers. I would like to begin this story as a fairy tale. I would like to say with pleasure, once upon a time there was a little prince who lived on a planet that was hardly bigger than him, and he needed a lamb. For those who understand life, my story would seem more honest. You know I don't want anyone to read my story frivolously. I suffered too much to recollect and put everything down. It's been 6 years since my friend left me together with his lamb. When I tried to describe him here, it's only in order to make sure I will remember him. It's sad to forget a friend. Not everyone has a friend. If I forget him, I will be like adults who are only interested in numbers. Once again, I bought colors and pencils for this reason in particular. It's difficult to draw a picture again at my age if I haven't drawn anything, except boa constrictors inside and boa constrictors outside from when I was 6. I will try my best to make my portraits as close to reality as possible, but I'm not sure I will be successful. One picture turns out to be good, and another is far from realistic. I can also be mistaken how tall a little prince is. He is too tall in one picture and too short in another one. I also have some doubts about the color of his outfit. I tried my best, but it can be good here and bad there. However, I hope the final result is good. I can make mistakes in some details that are more important, but it's not my fault. My friend has never explained anything to me. He possibly thought we were the same. Unfortunately, I don't know how to see a lamb through a box. I may be an adult a little. I had to grow up. That was chapters 3 and 4 of The Little Prince. I'll be back next Friday with chapters 5 and 6. And every weekday at 2 here on YouTube with a different activity. We've done poems and exercise and sing alongs and breathing, stretching, meditation. And on Fridays, we read The Little Prince. So I hope to see you back here on Monday at 2 p.m. We'll also be having live virtual Sunday school and youth Bible study. So if you're interested in joining either of those, go check out the La Jolla UMC Facebook page. So that's LA space JOLLA UMC on Facebook or at our website, lajollaunitedmethodist.org. And you can find the details about our Sunday school and youth Bible study options there. So I hope to see you there as well. If not, I'll see you on Monday right here at 2 p.m. Have a good weekend.